Blue bar.
Coming right back at you, Metal Summoners. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's early Saturday morning, and we are super duper stoked to have you guys back. As always, we're your Island of Misfit Toys with Metal Summon. We've got Bobby Dreyer, we've got Angel Alamo, Psycho Steve, and I'm Jay. We're going to come flying at you guys because we are being joined by Delana with Bane. Returning right back to M3. We're super duper stoked to have her, and we're going to jump right on into it. So first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with us.
Yes, absolutely.
And welcome back to M3. So talk a little bit real quick about being back and playing this festival.
Well, like last time, what was it? Was it 2019?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's raining again, just like last time. So it's great to catch that. In between, we had a pandemic. Yeah, and it depends on what news you're reading. Either the pandemic's over or it's still going on, whatever. But we're here without masks and we're ready to fucking rock. One thing I've noticed in the vibe and the energy, there's a extra excitement. People are, this is like, okay, I can have my metal, I can have my concerts, I can do that again. So there's definitely, people have a little more euphoria and energy, and that's great. I'm finding that the musicians, they're a little more nervous this year because it's been, for a lot of us, it's been 2 or 3+ years of a layoff. And we always want to bring our best, but it's not like I don't have like 6 shows in the last 3 months to like, oh, this is just, you know, I mean, this has been years. So I brought, I do own a guitar amp company, if I can plug that. It's called Third Power Amplification. I've been doing this as a business for 12 years, parallel with my music career. But this is the first time I've brought one of my amps to a festival. I've done clubs with my own gear, so here I am in a festival, and you know I got to make sure it goes off perfect, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a little nervous about that, and one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to be real encouraging to all the musicians that I run into, just to bring them a little bit of comfort and love to maybe help. Calm those nerves to perform. So anyway, that's what it feels like this time. We do have a great set. If you're a fan of the Bane album, No Respect, we got you covered. We're going to play several hits from that. There is 2 newer songs off of other records. We would love to play, you know, 5 songs on each album because what do we got? Is it 30 minutes? No, we actually have a 50-minute set. Yeah, there's a lineup change, so we moved down into the day, which is great. But we got, what do we have, 6 albums, 7 albums, 8 albums? I can't remember. But we would love to play, yeah, we would love to play deeper cuts on there. One of the other things about playing something like this event, I hope, because there's an appetite for the kind of music we all love. And you can get it from Tesla and Extreme and Skid Row and all of that. But Bane is a great band. This isn't a was situation. It is a great band. And every record is so fucking good. And yet we're a little bit what would seem like undiscovered.
Yeah.
And so if you're hungry for the music that we all grew up on, all loved, I mean, shows like this now are a celebration of the 80s, for me, the greatest decade. And you had everything. Think about it. We grew up, it was competitive, but it was loving. And I felt like it was the decade where everybody tried to be their best. So I know for Bane, we grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we all loved sports. And back then, you had the A's, Giants, and of course the 49ers. We had bands like Metallica. The metal scene, and it's a little bit, it's not really a secret, but I was in a metal band called Vicious Rumors, and they discovered me at 16 years old. Wow. So I was on the first record I did was in '83. I was still in high school with records, and I played with, let's see, Harry King. How can I forget his name? Yes, I've opened for Slayer when I was in Vicious Rumors, and I remember when we would play these shows, I'd drive home, and there was no time to get home. My dad said back then, One of the best things my dad did for me. It's not a great story outside of that, but here's the one great thing. So dads do something great for your musician kids. He gave me a set of keys, Toyota pickup, and a Marshall half staff. He said, basically have a fucking great life, but if you miss school, it all goes away. And so I was touring and playing with Vicious Rumors then. And I would literally drive home, sleep in the school parking lot for 1 hour just to be at class on time. And
graduated.
Yes, and I graduated, and here I am all these years later, still playing. Right? He fed my dreams. So all the moms and dads out there, feed your kids' dreams. You may not know if it makes
Jack,
it may not make sense to you, but if you feed
Hear that, Tony?
if you feed their dreams, you may just fuel a life. It might be a catalyst for something that we had no idea. I mean, my dad isn't with us anymore, but it's great to be able to care. Like, he believed in me in that one thing, and I freaking ran through that door, and I never stopped running.
Absolutely, and rightfully so,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's a lot. So anyway,
Jump
Hey,
right in.
I got
Yeah.
to throw in, so you mentioned your aunt. Love the band. I love Kitchen Sink.
thank you.
And I was explaining to our cameraman, can you give a little bit of background to the Kitchen Sink? Because basically it's everything that a guitarist loves. It's something you can't get out of a model.
Yeah.
And I knew it was tough because.
Yeah. Okay. So kitchen sink, you think of the whole 9 yards or blah, blah, everything but the kitchen sink. It's like getting almost everything, right? So I made a guitar amplifier called the kitchen sink. This isn't 9 yards. This isn't everything but. This is all of it. So it's an amplifier that does a Vox AC30, a Fender black panel amplifier, a Fender brown panel, so we cover all the American. Then it has another channel that does the Marshall, your JTM, so that's your early 66, 67 version of the Marshall.
It's the one-stop shop.
It is, and then on another switch, it turns it into basically a JCM or a JMP, which is more that modern. It's what we hear JMPs on your Judas Priest records.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing.
Back, Jeff.
Absolutely.
Not the other back.
Yeah, and then the 80s roll around and we get more and more distortion and grit, and we have that Van Halen Brown sound. And there was an modeling guy named Jose Arredondo, legendary. So this has I call it a Jose style mode. So, so you can do those 3 eras of the Marshall flavor plus the AC30 and Fender flavor. It's put switchable, and the kicker is on the clean channel. And I'm a sucker for even our pop hard rock was Bryan Adams out of Canada, amazing songwriter, amazing singer, and his one of the key core aspects of their sound was one rhythm was a crunchy Marshall, the other was an AC30 and a Fender blended to get both of those sounds together. So in the kitchen sink clean channel, I have a pan pop. If we pan it here, it's an AC30. If we pan it here, it's a Fender, and you can land it. So basically, you can play for 2 amps at once.
That's awesome.
Further, it has
1995.
yeah. Further, it has reverb. It has a gorgeous studio quality all-tube spring reverb, and it's assignable to both channels or assignable to the clean channel only. So if I'm obviously for Bang now, I have so many records to cover, and most of our stuff is all the dirty stuff. But like on No Respect, I get one song I'm going to play. So on No Respect, I'll start on the clean channel, and when we kick in with the whole band, I'll bounce over back to the Marshall flavor to do that.
Just give her your credit card.
Yeah, and then further, the guitar players out there remember Bob Bradshaw. He built your rack systems, input switching, crazy options, right? The core option I need to do the Bang catalog is I need a boost. When I solo, I want to cue it. If I wait for the sound man, then the audience is going to miss solo going, here I come, so you'll miss all of that. So I have a lead boost in the amp, so when the solo starts, you'll fucking hear it. And I want a little bit of delay, like on the records, I have a little bit of that bigger sound, so I have an effects loop in the amplifier. when I step on the solo boost, I get a little more dirt and I get a little bit of delay. And when I hit the button again, all of that disappears and takes me back to what would be the crunch tone of the record. So that's the kitchen sink.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump in real quick, Steve and Angel, let's get you guys both in real quick, because we also have a topic that we want to allow Delenna to talk
Yeah.
about. So Steve, let's get to you right quick, because we want to respect the time.
Okay, third power, why the number 3?
Why the number 3? Okay, this is, now I've had people, it varies, all kinds of crazy things. It's certainly for me, I would say I'm spiritual, not religious. So there isn't religion behind it, but certainly I am a spiritual, loving human being. And so what can I relate to that I think all of us, everybody in our community, music loving community, we can respect a great performance. Well, let's peel that back. What is a great performance? Well, it has to have great tone, but it don't have to sound like Eddie Van Halen, and you don't have to sound like Slayer. Yeah. And yet those are great tones. So a great performance consists of a great tone. And then the next thing a great performance needs is attitude. Attitude. It could be Warren DeMartini, it could be Stevie Ray Vaughan, it could be the guy from Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Kim Thal, yeah. Okay. Kim is not going to try to do eruption, but he can freaking blast our heads off with attitude and tone. And then the last thing is technique. And all these varying, I mean, Kurt Cobain was not going to blow us away with technique, and somehow he had tone, attitude, and technique. And then we get great performances. So third power really got its energy from the components of a great performance: tone, attitude, and technique.
Wow.
That's where it came. And I make guitar amps, so it's got to be powerful. So
Right.
third power, and that's the way. And then the other element of that, the first amplifier I put out was called the HLH 100, which stood for health, love, and happiness. Which is, I felt like, you know, I used to suffer from depression, and the way that I would get through it was through playing my instrument. And I tried to find ways to find peace. And I thought, I'm probably not alone in dealing with depression. And so for all the musicians, I said, let's put out an amp called HLH 100. And then when you knew the story, you could get on stage with confidence and love and not have a bad day because you knew you had health, love, and happiness with you.
Awesome. Angel, jump in real quick, man.
Okay.
I just want to jump with a faint question.
Okay.
Is Vicious Rumors still together?
Absolutely, yeah. And I,
Working with that camp.
yeah. They're still going. Jeff Thorpe, the founder, he's the one that, you know, what's funny is Jeff Thorpe and Davey both claim the honor of discovering me in high school. And so they get to argue, wait, no, I discovered Delenna, no, I did. And Thorpe always wins, he goes, no, I get that honor. But Jeff is a wonderful, wonderful human being. He took a chance. I was 16. Vicious Rumors was an established band, and they took a chance and brought me into the band. They gave me the name Kid Vicious. And
Awesome.
yeah, I talk to Jeff about once a year, and everything he does is just freaking top notch. Yeah, so that's awesome. Great question.
Delenna, we don't want to hold you up, but
Okay.
there was a topic that was dear to you that
Yes.
you really wanted to talk about real
Yes.
quick.
So all the Bane fans know who the band members are, and we all love Ashley Mitchell. And if you followed along, we really haven't put this information out on Bane fan pages, but if you follow the members on Facebook, you'll learn that Ashley's wife, Christy Mitchell, she succumbed to cancer earlier this year in December, January. Wonderful human being. One of those people where we have someone in our life where we're like, no, I want everybody to live, but some people you're like, no, we can't, not them, it can't be. And so, yes, it's happened. And so what can we do in her honor? Ashley started a foundation called the Christy Mitchell Foundation, and you can find that on Facebook. You can also find links to it I'm at Delenna Nova Scott on Facebook. You can find Ashley Mitchell. on Facebook, and Christy Mitchell, CHRIS. I think it's a CH. Oh my gosh. It's one of those, like, I haven't had breakfast
Well, just
yet.
find out Delana's page.
Yeah, you'll find it, yeah, Christy Mitchell Foundation. And it's all legit, nonprofit. Ash is working so hard in her honor. Before she passed, she told Ash, don't give up playing music. And so he's playing, even though he's hurting, he's here. And he's gonna play because she told him not to give up.
Awesome.
And so in her honor, he started the foundation, and it's setting up scholarships for young people. And it's all about what this world needs more needs a little more love and kindness. And so it is focused on investing and helping create futures for young people. And so we encourage people to explore that. Now back to Third Power, what I'm going to do is John from Third Power is with me over here. We're going to, we've already developed it and we'll start production. It might be about 8 to 10 weeks before these come out, but we're going to introduce a pedal called the Love Pedal, the Love Drive actually. And so the Love Drive will have a heart on it. And then we're going to do various heart patterns on there, various color schemes. Someone that's married, has a kid, will do a version of the pedal that has 3 hearts on it. And you know how some of the SUVs will, have the yeah, exactly.
It's a hard on.
Yeah, hard on. Oh my God.
I'm a bad dad, so.
Yeah. Now, so there's different kinds of love. There's I got your back kind of love, to borrow from John Mayer. There's a heart tattoo on your cheek and there's a black heart, there's pink hearts, there's red hearts, there's broken hearts, and yet out of that there's love. And so we're going to create a pedal called the Love Drive, and the profit from that pedal, we're gonna support the Christy Mitchell Foundation. So that's what we're gonna do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we'll promote it everywhere. And,
Yes, and I'll keep you
you
guys
know, we'll
posted.
get it, if you want to put it on our
Socials.
socials.
Awesome.
Jay, kick it here.
Totally
Okay.
got it. Absolutely, Delana. Thank you so much.
My
Metal
pleasure.
Summoners, M3 fans, band
Yes.
takes the stage in a few hours, 50-minute set, come out and rock, and follow all their social medias and show Delana and Dane a lot of support. For the Metal Summit, for Bobby Dreyer, for Angel Alamo, Psycho Steve, I'm Jay. We love you. Thank you.
Mr.
New
Psycho
next-
Steve.
Mr. Psycho Steve. Next interview coming up in a little bit. Stay tuned. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you, guys.
How wonderful. All right, hugs, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you again.